Long time.
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's absolutely been such a long time. I think it's been almost 4 years since we've met, I guess,
I think we met
or
at
even
ITC
longer.
when you were with ITC Foods first,
Ah,
and
okay, then that
then
must be much even longer.
long back, and then of course now you started your own company called Go Desi, which is it's
Right.
very interesting. I've read about it, and thanks for
Thank
talking
you.
to me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is just an initiative to, have some free knowledge sharing at a time like this when
Right.
we're all on lockdown. And
Right.
I have, thought of inviting people from all walks of life. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you particularly are, somebody who's led a very interesting life because you've had a corporate background, and then of course you started your own entrepreneurship journey, right? So,
Yeah.
how has it been? How has that journey been? And then, of course, now with the lockdown, how has it been?
I mean, the journey has been exciting, like extremely exciting. I mean, I think the base in the corporate. I mean, I learned a lot in ITC during ITC days. So all my fundamentals are completely based on what I learned during those days: marketing, sales, and distribution, product development. I think so. It gave me a really great footing because I had exposure in various areas. From agri sourcing in e-chopal in agribusiness division to rural hypermarkets uh, to brand management and then even sales and distribution. So it was really interesting. And then I think this entrepreneurship happened by chance, and I think it was not by design. And but it has been really an awesome journey, a great learning experience. I think I couldn't have ever imagined that I would have had to set up my own factory and deal discuss machinery and watch machinery videos rather than watching advertising videos. So it's been really interesting, a very roller coaster kind of a journey.
Right, right. So, and in terms of, just this entire episode of coronavirus and
Yeah,
COVID-19,
yeah.
from an entrepreneurship perspective, and I'm assuming yours is a funded company, or is it self-funded?
Mm. Do we have raised capital? We have raised
Yeah,
capital.
so can you give me a perspective on what that does for you as a, as a front runner in the, in the space?
You mean the COVID situation, the entire coronavirus
Yeah,
situation?
and
Yeah.
having, raised money, and how does it
Right.
impact your decision making? That's what I wanted to understand, because is there investor pressure,
Right.
or what is the environment like for those who've raised money?
In terms of, I mean, our investors have been really supportive. They understand that this is a tough period, and this is a scenario where you have very few levers that you control, and for us, those are the levers that we are basically working on, which is basically cash preservation and trying to make sure that we consumers remember us and consumers continue to, because we are a very young brand, and so it's very important that we have a very select few customers, and customer memories or consumer memories are short. So it's important that we are still relevant to them once this entire lockdown period gets over, or and we engage with them in a meaningful manner, in a manner where which is true to the brand and the brand proposition. So Go Desi basically stands for um, going taking consumers back to their roots through regional Indian confectionery brands, and that's what we're trying to do through our various social media channels. So yeah, from a point of a funded company, we have responsibilities to various stakeholders, investors being one of those stakeholders, and they have been really supportive and they understand the fact. And for us right now, two key priorities: I mean, keep our customers engaged and preserve cash as much as possible, so no unnecessary expenditures.
So
And I
you
mean,
are still advertising, you're saying? You're still advertising and being visible, or uh,
so more than advertising, I think we have a huge a good engaged community on our social media. So we're basically trying to engage with them on a regular basis. So we're doing a lot of live content. We're doing like web series on foods like Desi foods. We have a brand property called Desi Nukkad, where we talk to people who are doing interesting stuff which is relatable to a brand. There are small music live Instagram live sessions that we're doing yoga sessions, and I mean something which basically relates back to the brand, which also kind of makes us that brand which brings a little bit of sunshine in people's lives who are basically going through their IG feed and trying to find something interesting. So
hmm.
that's primarily, it's more organic than paid.
Right. That's very interesting because you're still keeping the brand alive and making it part of people's lives in a different way. Is that by spinning
Yeah,
stories that are
absolutely.
relevant right now?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's what I've been our focus. The entire marketing team is kind of converted into a content team, and they're working really hard at trying to create content which people need and are looking for at this point of time.
You know, this is a very different perspective because till now, whoever I've spoken to has have mentioned that marketing is going to take a back seat, you know, at the moment. But
Right,
the
right.
fact that you are looking at it completely differently and you are seeing this as an opportunity to actually engage and connect.
Yeah, and absolutely. And I think the fact that everybody is consuming so much more content and so much more content, so it makes sense for us to try and give that content out to people who are engaged with us. Uh, so yeah.
So I was saying that, so in terms of priorities of cost cutting, right?
Mhm.
And what is it that you guys are looking at for yourselves in terms of cost cutting as an exercise? Because surely you're doing that, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so what we're trying to, so obviously the marketing spends have become low. So there's a huge drop in marketing spends. But at the same time, it does not mean that there is a decrease in our reach because of whatever organic activities that we're doing. So marketing spends are at bare minimum. Any fixed capital expenses that we had, those are kind of getting halted on. Then they're, I mean, either basically getting deferred, etc. Um, and then the other set of expenses that we are looking very actively are at anything which is say which is fixed and does not result in any kind of sales or consumer. So anything which is leading to sales, we're not stopping those because
Hmm.
we still want to be in the basket if whatever channel it is possible. But any expense, for example, rent. So we're trying to defer our rent, trying to negotiate with our landlord to try and cut down the rent for the affected months. So these are some conversations that we're having to try and reduce our
So are you guys
burn.
still producing? I know that you guys are in the FMCG space, but not necessarily
Right,
essential goods. Am I right?
right, right.
So are you guys still producing?
So we had some stock which was, I mean, at the point of time of shutdown we had around 2 weeks of stock. So we were basically trying to use that stock to cater to any demand which was coming through. But in terms of manufacturing, we recently got a circular. So we are a social enterprise. So our micro units are based in rural areas. So we are not based in the Bangalore municipality. So our unit is based in a small village near the Sira district, Sira Tahsil, and it's not in the municipal area of even the Sira town. So there is the I think the notification which came out basically allows all labor intensive industries, and we are one of those labor intensive industries which we can open once in 2 days. That's one. And the second is, I think the recent communication also says that any kind of manufacturing industries which are based in rural areas are allowed to open. So basis that, so we haven't yet started our operations, but we do look forward to starting it within the next 3 4 days or maybe a week post the 20th.
Oh, that's nice. So that would be another challenge actually, right? To
Yeah,
run
yeah,
the
it will
show.
be.
It's one
Yeah.
thing to be on lockdown, and it's another to actually be running up and running.
Yeah, I think the major challenge would be the logistics of getting the stock from those manufacturing units back to Bangalore. So I think those would be our key challenges, and also getting it back to the kind of level that we were actually manufacturing. So I think that's going to take some time.
Right, right. So tell me, Vinay, just to summarize, what have been your learnings, and what is your message to all the entrepreneurs like yourself who have actually quit a corporate job and have their own show now and have raised money, and it's not easy.
Yeah,
It's certainly
right.
not easy, you know.
No, I don't think so. It's easy, but uh, I think two three things that I have learned is specifically with respect to the. I think if you're asking me for the COVID situation, I think one thing that I've understood is it's futile to attempt to try and predict as to what is going to happen next, when is this going to get over, or etc. I think the focus should be what you need to be doing in case what you should do rather than when will this get over, and basically make the enterprise robust and be able to continue to exist after this entire time. So there is, I think, no futility
Right.
in terms of predicting anything. I think focus should be more on what we can do rather than what will happen. um, I think that is one thing that I have learned. And uh,
That's a good way to put it, honestly. In fact, that kills the anxiety to a large extent, right? If you stop focusing on
right.
when this will end versus what you can do right now.
Right, I think so. Because initially, me being my entire experience has been in brick and mortar, so it was very anxious for me to have people working from home, and I mean, it's extremely difficult for me to. I'm that kind of a person who, I mean, believes in visual proof. So I mean, I need to see people working. So maybe these are the things that I've kind of started to learn from them. So I think this is a good learning experience for me to actually, kind of let go. It's been really difficult, but I'm trying to still work this out. Um,
Yeah,
Apart
yeah.
from that,
That's being quite honest, actually. Many people are struggling with that, because they believe in that even face-to-face meetings uh,
yeah, yeah,
and brick and mortar, like you said, versus online.
yeah, because a lot of work still can get done, and it is getting done, but it's just that it's not visible to me, and and then that kind of becomes the anxiety point. So I'm trying to work towards that, and so
Right,
that has been a really big learning experience from this entire COVID situation for me.
right. So thank you so much for talking to me. I think this was
Mm,
really helpful. And I know yours is a social organization and you guys make really cool products which take us back in
thank
time,
you,
down memory lane. And
thank you so much.
so wish you all the best and to your team as
Thank
well.
you, Arpita. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.